Hi everyone, I'm Tanya from Tanya Brooks Design. I'm so happy you decided to join us for SBC Fest this year. I highly recommend you join live if possible so you can chat with us and get your questions answered. Today's video is going to be about getting some items prepped and ready to go so the day of the class you can craft along with me. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to get our cloud whip onto our tags. Now for today's tags, I'm using Tim Holtz Distress tags number 8 size, and you're going to need 2 of those and 1 of the number 5 size. You may want some mint tape, and you're also going to need the little boxes stencil from scrapbook.com. So what I'm going to do is I am going to lay my tag down, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to place my stencil on here, and I'm going to put a little bit of mint tape at the top just to help keep it from moving. Oops. So I keep a little bit of saran wrap, and I keep the little silica gel pack in mine just to help keep it from drying out. And you'll notice this is kind of I want to say it's kind of a powdery almost, not really a powder, but it's thick, and it may seem like it's dried out when you first get it, but I guarantee you it's going to work. You just got to work with it a little bit. It's made that way so that when you mix colors and things into it, it doesn't water it down a whole lot. So what you want to do is put a little bit out on your glass media mat or something like that, and just work with it a little bit until you get it the consistency that you feel is good for what you're going to be doing with it. So I'm just going to work this with my palette knife until I get this kind of softer and a little smoother. I think I lost one of the little rubber feet from under my glass mat, so that is kind of wiggling around a little bit. I'm gonna have to replace that. So for now I'm just gonna kind of hold it down so it's not bouncing and making noises. So I kind of like to flatten it out a little and then kind of fold it over. Flatten it out, fold it over until I get it to where I think it's going to go on nice and smoothly. Go. Okay. Now, I'm just going to take my other knife and I'm just going to kind of push it together a little bit and then scoop some up. Place it down, and I am not covering the whole tag. I'm just going to go in some random spots, kind of press it in and clear it off. And again, I'm just going randomly. I'm not covering the whole tag. And you can leave yours as smooth as you want it or as rough as you want it. It's completely up to you, depending on the texture you want yours. I'm gonna kind of lift this up. Yes, that's plenty. So I'm going to remove this tag. I'm just going to take my finger and kind of go along the edge where that paste is and clean any that might be hanging over the edge off. Okay, and I'm going to set this aside and let it dry. So now we're going to do the next one. For this one, I'm going to place this down and I'm going to take a little piece of my mint tape and I'm going to just kind of place this one in the middle, kind of to get an idea where I want it, like that. Okay, and for this one I want to kind of go at a diagonal, so I'm going to turn my stencil this way and I am going to start adding some of this. Let's see, let's go up here and add some. And I will say you can add as little or as much as you want. I just kind of want to put it in a few random spots. Okay, let's see what that looks like. Ah, perfect. Okay, the same thing. I'm just going to take my finger. I'm going to clean off any off the edges. And I'm going to set this aside and let it dry. Once that's dry, or you could actually do it now if you want, you can separate these two. Okay, I'm going to clean this up and then we'll come back with the next thing we're going to do. I have my stencil all cleaned off and put back into the package. So again, I'll remind you, this is the Little Boxes stencil. I highly recommend that once you use your cloud whip, that you clean your stencil well and you clean off all your tools and get that cloud whip off of them. Okay, so the next thing we're going to talk about is the die cutting. So what I used for this is, and it didn't even take a full sheet of this, but I used the Tim Holtz Distress Media Heavy Stock. And like I said, it didn't really even take a whole sheet of this for all the die cutting I did. But we're going to go through what you need to die cut out here. So the first thing I want you to die cut out is you're going to cut out 2 of the top butterfly from Butterflies 1 6-piece die set from scrapbook.com. So you're going to cut 2 of the butterflies like this out and only 1 of the background of that one. So, oops, I got a little water here. Let's wipe that up because I don't want to set my dies in that. Okay. Then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to cut 1 of this, the middle one, and you're going to cut 1 of the bottom one. So 2 of this one, 1 of this one, 1 of this one, and this one here, the one background one. You're not going to need these 2. Okay, let's move that one aside. So the next one we're going to talk about is the Sprig 6-piece die set. And this is also scrapbook.com, and you're only going to need 1 of this one here. So this is the one, and you need to cut 1 of this one out. This is the scrapbook.com Hello Friend 6-piece die set. And I want you to cut out 5 of the word hello. Now, you need at least 1 of these cut from the heavy stock. If you want to use scrap paper for the rest of them, that is absolutely fine. That is up to you. I went ahead and just used the heavy stock for all of them. But if you want to use scrap paper or something for these, because I will give you a little heads up, these are going to just all be glued together. So it's just to give some extra depth to the card and pop this word up. I mean the tag. So you can cut these from scrap or from the mixed media stock. And again, the only one you want to cut out is the word hello. You don't need the background or anything, just the hello. And 5 of those. The last die we're going to cut out is this one here from the Floral Borders 4-piece set. So you only need 1 of these. And I will tell you, once this is cut out, it is very delicate. So I would highly recommend you take a piece of scrap paper and fold it in half and kind of tuck this into that to store it so it doesn't get messed up, because as you can see, it is very delicate. So you're going to need 1 of these. So that will be all of the dies you need. Now the last thing I want to talk about is this stamp set here we're going to use. And what I want you to do is get a stamping block if you have one. Whatever you use to stamp with, and go ahead and take some of these smaller words, and you're just going to kind of, I don't know if you, let me get it, grab a piece of paper. I think it'll make it easier for you to see what I'm doing here. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're just going to take some of the words, and you can choose whatever of these small words you want. I'll go over the ones I use with you, but you're just going to kind of stagger them onto your stamping block. So the ones I used was precious, happy, sunshine, blessed, remember, best, grateful, adorable, loved, let's see, beloved, together, kind, forever, beauty, brave, us, beautiful, and thankful. But again, you can use any of the small words that you want to use. Don't use the big words, just use the little small words. And you can combine them in any order you want. I did together, beloved, blessed, loved, beautiful, brave, grateful, remember, thankful, best, precious, kind, adorable, beauty, us, happy, sunshine, and forever. So that's how I put mine. My little us has gotten a little crooked there. So I just want you to go ahead and layer them onto a block so they will be ready to go. And that is all that you need to do to prep for this. I will show you really quickly how I'm going to store all this stuff until the day of my class so it doesn't get messed up. So if you give me 1 second, I'll be right back and I'll show you that. Okay, so to store these on the day of the class, what I did was I just took a regular piece of printer paper and I folded it into thirds. And I'm going to take this die here. I'm going to place it on the inside like this. And I'm just going to fold that back over it so it's nice and secure in there. And I've got the small zipper pouch from scrapbook.com. And I'm just going to use that. Place this down in there so that it will not get bent up. And then I'm going to take all my little dies and I'm going to place those in there. And then once my tags are dry, I'll also add those to this pouch and it'll be ready to go. As for the stamp, what I did with the stamp block is I just went ahead and added it to the back of the actual stamp set, and that will be stored along with this, so it'll be ready to go on the day of the class. So I hope this helps you to prepare for the class, and I can't wait to see everyone there and hopefully get all your questions answered and have just a fun day of crafting with you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you at SBC Fest.